All right, so everyone, again, we are on page 425 of lesson 19, scaled graphs. Today, we are going to be taking a closer look at what we call bar graphs. We are going to read and interpret them. Please take a look at the top of page 425. You are going to see that my purple pen is marking where I'm going to begin reading. It says, the Hart School wants to build a new playground. The graph here shows the number of dollars each grade has raised to build the playground. Grade 3 and grade 4 together want to raise $300. How much more money must they raise? Friends, close reading here is going to be very, very important. My DL students, you know what I mean by that. My hybrid students, what we do is we always do a second read of the problem and we mark it up so that we all understand exactly what is being asked of us. Please do not proceed to answering a question if you don't understand what the question is asking you. All right? So it is saying, again, the Hart School wants to build a new playground. The graph shows the number of dollars each grade has raised to build the playground. Very important here is that grade 3 and grade 4 together want to raise $300. That's the goal. How much more money? How much more money? That is very important. Why? Because I already know that there are going to be multiple operations involved here to solve this problem. This should not be unfamiliar to any of you at this point in the year. This is a word problem that involves multiple steps. It involves multiple steps. The first thing that we need to do before we can even solve this problem is to interpret or read the graph. We have to read all of this to understand what this is saying. So, this is the money that's being raised for the playground. All right? You're going to see on this what we call vertical axis, you're going to see that these numbers represent dollars. You're going to see here on this x-axis down here, it's the horizontal, left to right. This is what's been raised by grade. So this is second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, right? So we can see, if we're interpreting this graph, that the scale is in $10 increments. So of course we start at nothing, and then we go to $10, and then we go to $20, and then 30, and so on, all the way up to 100. That is the scale, friends. It is increments of 10. We are counting by 10. These bars are representing how much money they've raised. So we can see on this bar graph that second grade has raised $50. How do I know that? Because that's where the bar ends. $50. I can see that third grade has raised $80. How do I know that? Because the bar stops at 80. I can see that grade 4 has raised $60. How do I know that? Because the bar stops at $60. I can see that fifth grade has raised $90. How do I know that? Because the bar stops at 90. And I can see that sixth grade has raised $40. How do I know? Because the bar stops at 40. But what the question is asking me, it is asking me specifically about third grade and fourth grade. Third grade and fourth grade. So when I help my brain, the first thing I need to do is I need to identify third and fourth grade. Right now, I am concerned with these two grades. That's where I want my attention to be. That's where I want my attention to be. So I've got some very important information here, both from the problem and the bar graph. I know that $300 is the goal because the problem is telling me that. So $300 is goal. That's where we need to be. And again, hybrid students, please make sure you are taking very thorough, complete notes here, okay? $300 is the goal. The first thing I need to find out is how much has been raised so far. How much has been raised so far? So I think I'm gonna call that, and my friends know I like to use different colors because it helps my brain. So I'm gonna call this, so far, what's been raised. What's been raised so far. Grade 3, grade 4 together. All right, so grade 3, and that's $80. Great. And then grade 4 has raised $60. All right. So in order for me to figure out what these grades have raised together, I need to do some addition. Let's add that together, friends. And so those grades together so far have raised $140. $140. But friends, we're not done, because the question did not ask what third and fourth grade raised. The question asked, how much more money must they raise? We have another step, friends. In order to figure that out, we need to take the 300 that is the goal. Remember, that's our goal. We need to subtract out what they've already earned. So they need $160 more. They need $160 more. So let us answer this question completely with a complete sentence. They still need to raise $160. They still need to raise $160. This is the answer to the question. So again, friends, to review on this one, here is the question being asked. Here is the bar graph that must be interpreted. This is the goal for third, fourth grade. This is what third raised so far. This is what fourth grade raised so far. And we subtract that from the ultimate goal to figure out how much they still need to raise. Multiple steps, friends. This is step 1. This is step 2. I'm going to give you a moment to get all of those notes written down before we proceed to page 426. All right, we are now on page 426. Again, up at the top, we're talking about Hart School. We're going to go a little deeper in our explanation. You can use words to explain how to use the graph to find the number of dollars raised by each grade. So for example, friends, we just did all of this, right? And we did what we call the math, right? We worked with the numbers. But again, in 3rd grade, remember, we're about the why. We're about the explanation. Let's go a little bit deeper. So for 3rd grade, here, 3rd grade, it says that we need to point to the 3rd grade bar, find the top of the bar, follow the line at the top of the bar to the left, stop at the number on the left. This is the number of dollars grade 3 raised. So again, grade 3, we stop at the top of the bar and move to the left. It tells us $80. We will do the same for 4th grade. So in 4th grade, we're pointing to the grade 4 bar. Find the top of the bar, follow the line at the top of the bar to the left. Same thing. Here we go. Top of the bar to the left, $60. These are the words to what we just did, friends. This is the explanation on page 426. Now, let us look at page 427. 427. Up at the top where it says that green connected, it says, now you will use the problem from the previous page to help you understand how to answer questions about bar graphs. So friends, is it possible that you will be given a graph and asked to interpret it on an exam? Is that possible? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I may just give you this and ask you lots of questions about it. That's what this page is going to do now. So on question number 1, it says, what does each bar on the bar graph show? What does each bar on the bar graph show? It is the amount of money a grade raised. The amount of money a grade raised. What do the scale numbers along the left side of the bar graph stand for? And that is the number of dollars raised. The number of dollars raised. Question 3 is asking, what is the difference between one scale number and the next? What is the difference between the scale numbers? Again, remember we talked about it being $10, increments of 10. Question 4 is saying, look at the grade 3 bar. How much money does grade 3 raise? And again, in our interpretation, we saw that grade 3 raised $80 here. The next one is going to ask, look at the grade 4 bar, how much money did grade 4 raise? And again, $60. Grade 4 is here, friends. $60. What operation do you use to find out how much money was raised by 3rd and 4th grade? And of course, that's addition. That's what we did here on the first page. This is addition here on that step 1. How much money did grade 3 and 4 raise all together? We calculated that $140. What operation do you use to find out how much more money must be raised? And again, that is subtraction. And how much more money must the 2 grades raise? And we calculated that at $160. So friends, these are the words to everything we just did. These are the words, again, to everything we just did with the numbers. Okay? In question 7, it is asking us, explain how the scale numbers of a bar graph help you to understand what the bar shows. The numbers tell exact amounts. Without the numbers, I could compare bars, but I would not know exact numbers. And what is that saying, friends? It is saying this. If you were given this graph, and I'll come back to the next page in just a moment. If you were given this graph, and that's what it looked like, without the scale, this would mean nothing. It's just a bunch of lines. This is what makes it a bar graph. So again, the numbers tell exact amounts. Without the numbers, I could compare bars, but I would not know exact numbers. I'm going to give you a moment to finish writing all of this down, and then we are going to come back together for a brief discussion before you go into breakout rooms and work on this last page. All right, friends, we are going to, out of the interest of time, we do need to come back together.